What is going on, everybody? It's Alex, come back here with another video. Today, I have a big apology to make. The last time I made this video, I was totally against Justin Herbert and was calling the Chargers names left, right, and center. I was wrong. And I'm happy for it. As a kid who lives in Los Angeles, I'm pretty happy that our team has a competent future. So, cheers to the Chargers for doing things that everybody else said they really shouldn't. So I've been getting comments on my other videos, which means that other people are still watching the old mock. So I felt like I owed you guys. If you guys are new here, hit that sub button, hit the notification button. We got a growing family here. Over 280 subs. I still don't believe it. It's been absolutely crazy. I love every single one of you guys. Remember, drop comments down below. Drop mocks that you also want to see, because I try to get every single one of your guys' comments as a mention in the videos. But this one no one really talked about, but I felt like I kind of owed it to y'all. So let's kick it off. Number 5 pick. I mean, I'm going to be honest. With how talented your team is, it feels a little bit fishy that you guys are in the top 5. But hey, we got picks coming in. We're going to be turning off the sound. It's a pain. It's annoying as hell, guys. If you guys are new here, it is annoying as hell to have the every freaking time. So let's look at the picks here. After analyzing your roster / depth chart / contracts, you guys have a lot of issues coming up. Right now you have $7 million in cap. I'm not sure how much it's going to be once all these contracts are cleared, but given the fact that you have $7 million of wiggle room, that's not too encouraging to me. Also, you have like 8 billion people who are starters on contract here. One of those people being Melvin Ingram. So a guy like Greg Rousseau or Kwity Paye could be an option here. So I don't think you guys are going to be paying Melvin Ingram, and you paid a shit ton for good old Joey Bosa, who you have, I believe, until 2026. So there's a potential of going that route as well, especially since you have time to develop under a young quarterback. I don't think you need to be in win now mode, so choosing a guy like a wide receiver, like a Jalen Waddle, not a need whatsoever. Again, I mean, if Jamar Chase were here, I wouldn't shy away from the idea of going that way, because of the fact that Mike Williams, if I'm not mistaken, is also on a contract year. So, I mean, you're investing a lot in Justin Herbert, and your guys are probably going to get a lot older. But since you are investing into that, we could look at a tackle prospect. But again, is there anybody worth this top 5 pick? No. Again, Christian Darrisaw, people were chewing me out a little bit for the Bears pick on that, but I mean, Christian Darrisaw has been just going off this year, so I don't really want to hear that too much. The closest guy I can think of is Wyatt Davis, so this is a really big pickle, so to speak, of a spot, because we can rock Gregory Rousseau or Kwity Paye here, right? And that will do a very good job, and we're probably going to be going one of those routes. We could also go Patrick Surtain. I mean, Chris Harris Jr. is not going to survive for too long. Casey Hayward has a contract coming up in 2 years. So the question is, like, what do you want to fix first, right? Micah Parsons is too good to pass up, but you really don't need that. You just drafted a first rounder. So this is a very difficult pick for me personally, and I want to hear what you guys would do here, because you guys are probably like, oh, we need a lineman regardless, but it's the number 5 pick. If we traded down, like if I listened to the trade down offers, yeah, we'd take it in a heartbeat. This is a perfect trade down spot. Get even more picks, maybe with like a team like Atlanta, who would probably want to move up, or any of these teams that probably want a quarterback. We could probably listen to their calls, but realistically in the draft, Washington football team's not going to be drafting Jamar Chase. So I would honestly pick Jamar Chase here, but because of the fact that we either need a corner, which I think we're okay right now, I think we need to invest in the pass rush, and Kwity Paye's been doing a really damn good job. But I know you guys are going to be pissed as hell if I take Kwity Paye top 5. So Gregory Rousseau is super young. He's like 21. I don't even know if he's fucking 21. Do they have his birthday in here? Of course they don't. And redshirt sophomore. And he's 6'6", 250 pounds. He's an absolute animal. Guys, it just doesn't feel right. You know what? I'm contradicting myself. We cannot go Gregory Rousseau. Most of his sacks I saw from Mel Kiper were basically coverage sacks. So I'm not too confident in this pick. We're going to be rocking a much safer pick here in Patrick Surtain. Can you imagine Like, I mean, Chris Harris is there, and we have Casey Hayward. That's true. But Patrick Surtain is going to just pretty much fix what Desmond King just left. We had Derwin James. We want to keep the secondary young and alive. And Chris Harris, again, his contract's coming up soon, too. We just have to rock this way. It's annoying. This is going to be a trade down spot in the future, guys. It's really, we're kind of stuck in a pickle here, but I think that we're going to be able to have a very good offensive line pick in the next round because even freaking Pouncey is up for contract this year. I don't understand how we're going to be able to pay him, but we're going to see how that rolls. It's going to be a very interesting offseason for the Chargers, but right now, just want to secure, you want to keep this team young and alive, and right now we got to fix that defense up because the offense is cooking pretty much, but I mean, we could always take these picks. If you guys want to do a draft where we could see what happens with like trade downs and stuff, let me know. But for right now, we're just going to be rocking it this way. And I'm a little bit biting myself because Jason Owe would have been a great candidate here. But man, we have the perfect situation because we can go tight end. We can go Brevin Jordan if we wanted to. I'm glad they dropped him out of the first round. I did too in my own rankings. We can go Trey Smith, former number one lineman in the country, and used to play tackle as a number one high school tackle in the country. That'd be a good move. Alex Leatherwood, another great move. So the question is, do you want to fill left tackle with like Trey Pipkins being there, or do you want to fill up the center because Mike Pouncey might not be there? And then also, Lamp and Feeney are gone. So Creed Humphrey can play guard, or he can play center. So I think we got to go with the positional versatility. Creed Humphrey has been extremely consistent over his time. I think the scheme's been a little bit fucked ever since Spencer Rattler came in, but you're getting amazing value here with Creed Humphrey. Definitely a first-round value right there. And we'll look to address tackle hopefully down the line, but I mean, if it has to be that way, it has to be that way. It's a little bit of an unfortunate situation with the Chargers right now because just all these guys on contract year. I mean, I'm surprised. You guys barely have anybody signed for like more than 2 years. Like the entire damn team is on like contract year. But we'll see what happens here. Walker Little, oh my God. Walker Little fell. Okay, well, that is absolutely wonderful, and I don't think I need to explain this. Trey Pipkins versus Walker Little. Please try to argue that. I am willing to take suitors. Wow, that just totally changed how I felt about this draft. And I hope it changed your guys' opinion too. And again, guys like this do fall. We saw DK Metcalf freaking fall. Yeah, it's a neck injury for Christ's sakes. That's why he fell. But I mean, just it's insane sometimes to see what type of people fall. And again, I'm sorry for like the poor lighting. My poor eyeballs like to get fried every now and again. But it looks like we have another round 3 pick. That is quite interesting. Fuck off. Wow, this is really annoying. I'm sorry, guys. But so we still can go with edge here. I don't know why. I was like, oh shoot, wish I would have taken Jason away there. Yeah, we needed that edge player badly, right? Not edge player. We needed that cornerback pretty damn badly. But Brady Christensen's here too. Man, that would have been a good find too. There's some great players falling, guys. If I'm going to be straight up honest here, we could be going Shaka Toney here. He would be an excellent pairing with Joey Bosa. Obviously, both come from the Big Ten, and also Penn State has the number 1 pass rush in the country right now, and Shaka Toney's been part of that for 2 straight years. He has a lot of experience, and he's a high-end talent, just consistent over time. Do we need safety? Absolutely not. It would be kind of a luxury pick to go Paris Ford here, but again, I don't really see the need for that. I see the need to get some type of value at edge, right? And I think you guys do too. So we could be going Shaka Toney here. I do see that we have a pick at 106. So that's in 9 picks. So can we trust that 9 picks will fall and we will be able to get Shaka Toney? That's a tough one, guys. That's a tough one. So another thing that we have to note here is that Pouncey, even if you sign him, he's not going to last that long. He probably has 2 years left because he's been injured a lot. And then you lost your 2 starting guards, right? I mean, Dan Feeney's playing center right now. And then Trey Turner, he's gone in 2022. So there could be a need for Alec Lindstrom. So again, that's another thing that we need to think about. There's so many options that we can go here. And I think I'm going to be taking the chance on Shaka Tony falling. But we could be going Paris forward because Nasir Adderley has been playing great, and so is Derwin James. But I mean, you can kind of use him as like a nickel linebacker. It's just kind of weird role. I don't see it. I don't think there's a need for it. We're going to be rocking probably Alec Lindstrom here. His brother has been starting to show a great investment here. And at least this way, you can start investing heavier into that defensive side. And again, maybe you can even sign Melvin Ingram back. But I think Alec Lindstrom at guard, I mean, this is round 3 for Christ's sakes. We can be rolling, we can be cooking with Crisco with both Alec Lindstrom at guard and then as well as Creed Humphrey at center. Just a guy who can also be rotational. We know, if you guys are a Chargers fan, you know how often your guys get injured. It's like, it's every fucking year. The entire team is just riddled with injuries. So, excuse me. So I think that would just be so valuable to you guys. And Shaka Tony fell, so of course we're going to be getting the teammate, the new pairing with Joey Bosa. I think Shaka Tony could prove to have a lot of potential in this team. And of course, if a guy like Javion Hawkins falls, I mean, that would be kind of a dream come true. Like, for him to sit behind Eckler and have like a rotation that way, he would be able to prove that he can kind of take the role. And that would be kind of awesome. But again, Javion Hawkins also has shown that he's injury prone. A guy who I'm eyeballing right now, I cannot speak English. A guy who I'm eyeballing right now is Charles Snowden, 6'7" rangy linebacker who just went, of course. But adding him to that lineup would have been pretty nice because I know you guys can use a linebacker. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of different routes we can go. One of them being tight end, but Javion Hawkins fell. So the question is, where do we want to go here? Are Darius Washington still a stud? You know, we can add him into a rotation. I think you guys are going to sign Hunter Henry because apparently his value on the market's around $9 million, and right now you're paying him $10 million. So you'd actually kind of save money. You'd add money to the cap that way. So I really think you don't need a tight end. You know, we don't need to be going after like a McKitty if he's still around, you know. So, again, wide receiver, we could be using a big wide receiver right now, right? And with a team that has time, I just did this on my Eagles video. This team has time to develop a guy. So getting a guy like Justin Ross, you know, this team is not in win now mode. It's pretty obvious, but you have the pieces to where you could be. Justin Ross broke his spine. He had like a small spine fracture, and I don't know if it's a spine fracture, but he had operation on his spine, which that could be a huge change, but it's not like he couldn't walk. I think this is similar to DK Metcalf in the fact that I think the NFL as well as TDN are kind of overreacting for the mass potential that Justin Ross has. And I mean, replace one Clemson Tiger with another, right? Justin Ross could just pay off dividends. I do not think Mike Williams is worth re-signing. You know, he's going to be asking for around $15 million a year. You cannot pay 2 starting wide receivers that money. You just can't. It's not fair to the rest of the team, and it's definitely not fair to Justin Herbert to be taking money away from potential new tackles and guards and defenders to pay a guy who has been a solid wide receiver too, but nothing special. And you guys might get mad at that, but you guys can't really disagree. He really hasn't been the craziest thing in the world. He's been pretty much just a downgraded Mike Evans, which sounds pretty damn good, I must admit, but I really think that there needs to be a little bit more emphasis on like getting some skilled positions there. Now, here's an interesting spot because we can go Roger McCreary, add some more depth to this corner core, right? That wouldn't be bad. We could also add some speed. Because, again, I say this in every one of my videos. You mirror the teams in your division. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you look at the majority of the divisions, a lot of teams are very similar and they're built to play against each other. The Chargers have to deal with Henry Ruggs and what's his name? I'm forgetting him. He's a former Charger too. Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. Tyrell Williams. And then also, they have to face Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, and Travis Kelce. So those are pretty big issues. And like, you guys cannot obviously ignore that fact. And then also, you got Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Cortland Sutton. So you have your big guys, and you have a lot of speed. If you guys see where I'm going with this, I say it's time to get some Texas speed on this roster because there is no speed burner on your team. You're taking a shot on Justin Ross because he has top 10 potential in this entire draft class. You need a more splash player right now, though. Reggie Roberson, as an SMU kid, I know how explosive he can be. He is a game changer. There's a reason why we blew a 24-7 lead to Tulsa. It's because, no offense to my boy Rashee Rice, we didn't have the weapons to put him away. So I think that's going to be a big issue. Now, 195, I mean, there's no need in even explaining this. You might as well just get some extra corner depth. I mean, every single year corners go down. So Roger McCreary out of Auburn, abso-freaking-lutely. Just getting some extra depth there. And again, I think we might get another tight end because Parham's only here for a year longer. And Parham's shown that he's had some value, but again, we need to take that with a pinch of salt. So we'll see who's there at the pick. Obviously, I'm not going to go crazy. Daz Newsome could be another target, but I think KJ Hill is kind of the Daz Newsome role where it's more of a route runner. And again, you have guys, who am I thinking of? Daz Newsome just went anyways. You have guys like Guyton who are able to step in good times and actually make a big difference. So I seriously don't think there's that big of a need here. But, Chris Rumph, the second out of Duke, he's a solid edge. Definitely not someone to spit at or anything like that. But you know what? The linebackers, Kaiser White is going to be out. He's going to be out of contract within the next year or two. And then again, we could be going Matt Bushman here. I don't really see anything good. We might be going Luke Farrell, though, later on. I think that he'd be probably a better option. So we're going to save our pick. We're going to save our draft capital there. Amari Burney could definitely be a pick, though. Florida linebackers just have infinite potential here, right? But let's just check out who's still available. Jalen Darden, I've watched him a lot. He's pretty solid, but we already have taken 2 wide receivers. There ain't no need for that, right? Chris Rumph, we can add some extra rotation. Definitely someone who could work out. Demetric Felton can join Josh Kelly. I mean, that wouldn't be too horrible, but again, your running back core is pretty damn solid as soon as it's healthy, right? So I think that we can go Big Cat Bryant if we want to, but I don't see the need. You might as well just take the best available for your highest need. And again, Amari Burney could definitely be that guy. We can check. Is there any linemen? Let's just make sure there's no linemen around. Landon Young, definitely not someone who I like. I don't think you guys would like him either. And then offensive tackle, Illinois State guy. Illinois State, that is where James Robinson came from. So, they could definitely have something going. They could be able to scout very well for the run. So being able to add him to a team that focuses so heavily on a pass scheme might not be the best decision. But, it could add some extra depth. We could go that way too. But I think we're going to go with more the need at the moment. We're going to be going Amari Burney. Florida linebackers, they're all former 5-star recruits out of high school, all a shit ton of potential. That's what you're going at in round 7. And it's somebody who you can definitely just add to this team, and he might not make a difference, but you never know if he does. He has a lot of speed, most likely. Florida, they don't take taking kids out of high school very lightly. They get the best of the best. So I kind of trust the fact if you want to go down the board and you can get somebody with a lot of value, you might as well just take somebody out of these high-end schools with with really good pedigree. So taking a look at the draft, we got our finally we have some good options for the future, some young options. The Chargers, you guys don't have very many young corner options, but you have a great safety core. So why have young safeties but aging corners, especially when you traded away your youngest one? It's obvious you guys kind of want to get another corner. So, fill the role that you just lost. And Desmond King, then you can fill guard or tackle. You kind of not guard or tackle, it's guard or center with Creed Humphrey. You have your future at tackle with Walker Little. That was insane value right there. Alec Lindstrom can fill your guard needs. He can be a great swing guard, has unlimited potential. You've seen his brother play. It's in the family genes. Shaka Tony, I mean, amazing value for the pick. I have him as like a mid round 3 guy. You got him like early round 4. I mean, that sounds like not that big of a deal, but that's a pretty big deal. Usually edge players, you upgrade them half a round just because, you know, and they're worth those picks. You know, if they pay off, they pay off. Justin Ross, I mean, man, you guys have time to develop, and if you guys develop him and he's okay, you know, if he does a thing like a DK Metcalf, watch out. Just watch out. And then you got some speed. This team kind of lacks that really deep speed. Reggie Roberson can provide that. Great steal with Roger McCreary, honestly. A full round value ahead. To me, it's a round and a half value ahead. Auburn corners just always prove to not be too much of a liability. And then, you know, just take a rotational guy with some high upside. So let me know what you guys think. You guys, I owed it to you. If you guys don't like it, let me know. If you guys do like it, let me know why. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below, hit that notification bell. I'll see you on the far side. Peace.